Hey, Joe Soto here. Let's talk about the 17 untapped high-ticket niches that desperately need online marketing help and how you can help them. The ultimate goal of this is really not for you to pick one or two or three of these niches, but for you to instead get ideas of other untapped niches that most people may not be thinking about that are similar to the ones I'm showing you here, or maybe completely different, but it gives you an idea like, oh, you know what, here's another niche that no one's thinking of or going after. And also, I'm not a big believer in just picking one niche and running for it, because unless you have a lot of experience in a niche and you've gotten results in a niche over a period of time for multiple businesses in one niche, it's difficult to niche because you're not sure, confident, or positive yet that you're going to bring results to just one particular niche unless you've had some experience doing it. Therefore, my advice, especially when you're first starting out, is to allow yourself to take on different types of businesses or go after a couple different niches so you can get your feet wet and figure out which one appeals to you the most and which one do you have more success in. So at the end of this, I'm going to ask you to take an action step where you write down 2 to 4 niches that you'd want to go after immediately or start thinking about contacting, so you can learn what niches you're the most effective dealing with, okay? So this is not an exhaustive list. I could have went to 100 untapped high-ticket niches. High ticket really means that they're businesses that are probably spending a lot of money on advertising already, and also they sell products or services that are relatively higher price or have higher fees. So you won't see restaurants or barber shops or lower end salons on this list. This is really talking about niches and higher ticket services. Okay, let's talk about the first one. And this is one that a lot of people really think about, and that is commercial or residential cleaning companies. Now I'd start with commercial cleaning companies. You just Google commercial cleaning company and then put your city, like commercial cleaning Dallas, Texas, or commercial cleaning Jacksonville, Florida, or commercial cleaning London, or whatever. And you're going to find that these businesses, they advertise on Google. If you understand their business a little bit, you'll understand that they have long-term contracts. So their services and their agreements are based on long-term agreements. So they have a high LTV. What does that stand for? Lifetime value of a customer. So so let's say their cleaning service is $800 a month, or if it's a residential one, let's say it's $300 a month to clean someone's home every single month. The average person maybe stays with them, say, a year or longer. Now it's 1 year times that monthly fee, and you get a lifetime value of what a new customer or client is worth to a business like this, which makes you charging a reasonable fee to help them or help them get more of those clients also be looked at in the same light, which is a reasonable fee. Okay, so they advertise on Google. The majority of them do not retarget website visitors. Majority of them don't even have Facebook pixels. And the ones that do aren't really retargeting. And they're kind of in a commodity business, meaning, people look at cleaning companies, commercial or residential. It's really about the reviews and pricing. So they struggle to differentiate themselves so they can command a more premium price or fee for their services. So you can come in and help them with video marketing or online social media and retargeting to get them in front of their potential customers more often. Here's another one. I really like this niche, IT support companies. You wouldn't believe how many IT support companies are out there and how many offer all kinds of different services, from cybersecurity to outsource cloud-based services and things like this. You type in IT support company in your city, you're going to find that they advertise on Google. They're not really retargeting. The price, the per ticket project fee is usually very high, sometimes into the hundreds of thousands of dollars in terms of what they sign their contracts. And they also respond well to exclusivity, so they can stay competitive. So you can use that as an entryway to get in there. Trade schools and vocational colleges. They advertise on Google. Some of them do not. The majority do not retarget website visitors. That's the greater majority. So you go to community college or trade shows, and this can trade schools. This could be like your beauty schools, your HVAC schools, your schools that teach people how to become mechanics, auto mechanics, and auto repair. Anything around a certain electricians, plumbing. These schools are they're like colleges, and now they're on the rise. So less people are really enrolling in college, and more people are looking for trade skills. And this could be physical therapy, this could be dental hygienist who doesn't need 4 years of school, but they need like 2 years of a certification program at a vocational college. So look into this, because these colleges and these trade schools, they are trying to increase enrollment, and that's a high fee when you can help them do that, and you can show them, and they're open-minded. So, and it's competitive, right? They're all vying for the same students. So go after them. I think it's wide open. Multi-unit franchise owners. Some of our best clients have been businesses and owners and entrepreneurs that own multiple locations of a particular franchise. Now, this isn't a franchisor. This is a franchise group, people that own multiple units, meaning, for instance, you might meet somebody who owns 25 Taco Bells, or they own like 25 Brazilian wax studios, or they own 26 Medi Spas that are a certain brand name of a franchise. So, and those people need consistent marketing across all their locations. And what we found is that they tend to be the best clients for us. We even had one that had multiple RV parks. What does that mean? Meaning they had multiple RV parks across the country that people could come to, and it was their branded RV park and park their recreational vehicles. And they paid us, I think they paid us like $6,000 or $7,000 a month to help them. And we worked with their marketing team on a monthly basis for, I think, like 3 years. They paid that. And what they did is they take a little bit of budget from each location. One of our very first multi-unit franchise owner groups that we worked with was a group that had 4 Long John Silvers. And he said, listen, we'll take, $300 or $250 from every single location to contribute to the pot. And this company paid us like 15 grand a month for 3 or 4 years, month after month, to work with their franchisees and their franchise ownership group. So take a look at them. They're also starving for creative content and ways to win their local markets over, which means they could use suggestions and campaigns to help them be successful in their local market. And they also tend to be long-term clients, like I said. Number 5, office rental and co-working space. Co-working is a new trend. It's only getting better. Thanks to WeWork, now there's a whole bunch of independently owned, privately owned co-working space companies. And if you type in, and what they do is they charge a membership fee for you to be able to work there every month, sometimes $100, sometimes $150, and you can use their mailbox, their address, you can use their facilities, their amenities, and you can use their Wi-Fi. If you don't know what it is, look it up. But when you Google it, you'll see they advertise on Google, and the majority aren't retargeting website visitors. It's high lifetime value because of the lease agreements. People have to engage over a certain period of time, so it's a great niche. And then let's look at this one, swimming pool builders. I've been saying this for a long time. It's not seasonal. They're constantly trying to contract with people for putting in and installing and designing new swimming pools. This really goes along the line of luxury landscapers as well. They advertise on Google a lot, and they spend thousands of dollars on Google. They're not retargeting website visitors. They need a marketing system and a marketing funnel, and they need your consulting help to work with them on that. Their marketing tends to lack visual appeal, even though they're a visual business. And it's very high ticket. For example, $30,000 on up for a new swimming pool to be installed. We had one recently quoted for our backyard, and it started like at $55,000 was the quote, so on up. So I think also still kind of untapped. A lot of people are selling Google ads to them, but nothing else. Wealth management firms and financial advisors. They do advertise on Google and in trade publications. There are rules around what they can say and what they can't say, but they typically know what those policies are and rules. The majority of them don't retarget website visitors, and their retargeting can just be as simple as retargeting on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook with a video of the owner of the wealth management firm simply following up to a website visitor who bounced and left and didn't inquire. They have a high client LTV because it's like insurance. Their clients who contract with them or work with them stay with them for very long periods of time, if not forever. Number 8, cybersecurity consultants companies, same reasons. They advertise on Google. It's a growing concern. Demand is up. They're not all marketers. They do not retarget website visitors. And it's becoming increasingly competitive, and they know that. So if you Google cybersecurity consultant or cybersecurity company, you'll be surprised how many of them are advertising on Google, and none of them are remarketing very well at all, if at all, on Facebook or anywhere else. Jet charters. This is also a big business right now. People who are leasing jet time, right? Charter time on jets. They advertise on Google. The majority don't retarget. The little players are up against the big players. So you can go after the little local ones. When you type in jet charter, like Washington, D.C., or jet charter Dallas, Texas, or jet charter Chicago, don't go for the big national jet charter brands. Go for the ones that are advertising on Google that are local, who are trying to compete with those bigger businesses and brands. They struggle with it, and they struggle with differentiation, but they can be more agile in the marketplace. You could be going in and helping them with video, helping them with strategy to use YouTube, and really go into the areas where their competitors are not at or present in terms of advertising. Commercial pest control. I'm talking about, like pest control companies that go into big companies and corporations. Long-term contracts, LTV, they need marketing help. They advertise on Google also, and they spend a lot of money on it. They do not retarget website visitors. They're viewed also as a commodity. They fight bid wars. I think really commercial and home, but commercial would probably be even the most untapped. Website design companies. This one sounds counterintuitive because you're a digital marketing consultant. But the fact is, it's surprising how many website design companies, I'm talking about the good ones, the big ones, that do $10,000 to $100,000 plus websites. They advertise on Google. Very few of them retarget or even have a pixel. They're good at web design and development, but they might be bad marketers. And you can find and spot the ones very easily because they're advertising but not doing anything else. And it's high ticket, and also the lifetime value of a website design company or a business that pays someone for that is a long time, because usually they'll get hosting and pay some sort of like webmaster fee on a monthly basis. Solar panel companies, super hot right now. It's an emerging trend, but it's becoming more competitive. They pay a lot of money for leads. They advertise on Google, and the majority of them aren't retargeting website visitors. So it's high ticket and long lifetime value. Here's one of my favorites. If you're watching this right now, I hope that you're somebody who will tackle this niche, because there's so many businesses starting up that are getting funded, and they get marketing money, and they want to be smart with it, but they also want to be aggressive with it usually. So they're motivated and they're ready to spend on marketing so they can fuel their company growth, and they have to report to shareholders and people who fund. They tend to advertise aggressively in startup in the startup phase, and they're open to new ideas, and they're open to campaigns. So approach them with new ideas and campaigns that you could help them with, or help them navigate through, or help them plan out and strategize. And you can find these recently started fund ups, on funds.net or on fundable.com, or just type in recently funded startup, and you will see there are, sites online that talk about recently funded startups, so that way you can find these people and call them. Roofing, gutter contractors. I really could sum this up to home improvement, but when you really dive into the home improvement niche, there's a lot of very specific niches. And one is the gutter contractors, or even the roofing. They spend a lot of money on Google Ads, and it's crazy how many of them are not retargeting their website visitors and using Facebook or Instagram for these homeowners that want new roofs. They're on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube within minutes sometimes, let alone hours, of visiting a roofing or a contractor's website to get a quote. It's hyper competitive. It's viewed as a commodity. It makes them sell on price, and they don't want to. So they need a consultant to come in and help them talk them through that. Number 15, specialty lawyers. They advertise on Google, sometimes 5,000 plus or more per month, easily that amount. In fact, that's usually a minimum. They rarely retarget website visitors. They're open to new ideas in marketing. It's a highly competitive space and they struggle with differentiation. So you have to attack it with that. You have to go after them and say, listen, I've got 3 ideas to help you differentiate from your competition with some online advertising. Would you be open to hearing those ideas? That's how I would approach them. Don't try to pitch them. Just go after it with, hey, you know what their main struggle is, but you also know that they're paying for leads. Number 16, luxury kitchen and bathroom design remodelers. They advertise on Google and they spend a lot of money. They do not usually retarget website visitors, especially the local privately owned contractors or remodelers. The bigger chains or regional chains, they might, but don't go after them. The low-hanging fruit are the people who just aren't. And they're open to new ideas in marketing, and they all desperately need video marketing going into 2020. And it's hyper competitive. So go in there and offer them some competitive ideas. Number 17, med spas and anti-aging clinics. If you just type in anti-aging clinic, or you type in the sub niches inside of this niche, like hormone replacement doctor, and you're going to find all these hormone replacement doctors that are advertising on Google, but they don't retarget their website visitors. They're also very open to new ideas. It's also untapped. A lot of people go after salons, but they don't go after anti-aging clinics or hormone replacement doctors and so on. And high lifetime value. So hopefully going through these 17, I know it went kind of quick, it'll spur your mind, or it'll trigger you to think of some other niches that most people just aren't going after. Everyone's trying to go after like the same, like 5 different types of clients, from restaurants to salons to lawyers and maybe accountants and so on. How can you be a little bit different and go after people who have larger budgets, who are willing to spend money on marketing and advertising, and will pay for a consultant to come in and advise them, as well as services that they need to take it to the next level? So here's your action steps. Write down 2 to 4 niches that you could start researching and building a prospect list of starting today. Like what 2 or 4 of those 17 stood out the most to you? What maybe 2 or 4 that are not in the 17 list that I just listed, but they're also probably untapped, or people aren't targeting them, or they're just not doing a very good job in overall marketing, that you could go after, and make that list as well. So if you have questions, just reach out and let me know. And I look forward to seeing your progress on this and starting to help these businesses that so desperately need your help.